Hey guys, I'm 13 here. I'm at a mall. It's an outdoor mall. I've shown it before. I just wanted to quickly comment on how there's very little theft in Taiwan. This helmet right here, I'm familiar with this helmet. I own a different version of it. It's over $100 US, and he just hangs it on his mirror. Over there, that's the same helmet. It's around $100 US. The face opens, open face. I forget what that's called. It's a full face helmet, but the front can unlock and open. Anyways, yeah, so it's $100 sitting on his seat, $100 sitting on his mirror. Nobody worries about it. Hey guys, I'm 13 here. Topic of the video is Days of Thunder. The old guy. I'm him. What's this piece of shit doing? Yeah, he's turning right on red, which is illegal, but I'm actually cool with it because where I'm from in Canada, it is legal, and if you do it safely, it's safe enough. Yeah, so what it is beginning of the movie Days of Thunder, you have two kind of main characters of the movie. There's a few main characters, but the two main ones in my eyes are the young, cocky, fast guy and the old, experienced old guy. And sad but true, I think I'm the old guy, in the sense that this has happened more than once, but in particular there is one guy in Taiwan who's quick on a motorcycle, and we've argued multiple times about multiple things about motorcycles. And every time I've been right and he's been wrong. And I can back that up because I can Google it and say, look, Valentino Rossi himself says that you should do this, just like I said. And he'll be like, oh, no, no, well, I race and you don't, so I don't think you should be telling me what to do. That's literally, we'll have debates about the physics and science behind motorcycle riding, all of which I know because, for one thing, I've been riding bikes twice as long as him. And, well, actually, no, that means dick all. I don't care if you've been riding bikes for 50 years. It doesn't mean you actually know anything about them, okay? There are people who are in their 80s and they've been driving a car since they were 16 years old, and they sucked at driving when they were 16, they sucked when they were 56, and they still suck now that they're 80. So just because you do something doesn't mean you're necessarily good at it, and it really doesn't mean that you understand it. Because you can actually be good at something and still not understand it. For example, Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder. What happens? He's really fast in a car, but when he starts racing NASCAR, and this is a dead end, when he starts racing NASCAR, he's losing. He's losing all the races. He's not even placing because he keeps blowing his tires and making mistakes, and he doesn't understand the science behind the riding. And the old guy keeps telling him to do stuff, but he knows so little about the science, that he doesn't even understand the vocabulary. He doesn't understand what the old man's trying to tell him. And then there's the scene in the movie where he finally has to sit down and tell him, I'm an idiot. When it comes to racing and you're telling me to do this and that, I don't understand any of that. I just drive. I don't understand any of the other science behind it. Yeah, so, and I see that a lot. And then this guy that I'm talking about, he literally, every time we argue about something, every time he will say to me, I race and you don't. I race, you don't. I go fast and you don't go fast. I go fast, you don't go fast. So I understand better how you should adjust your tire pressure due to the temperature. And he literally does the exact opposite thing of what you're supposed to do. For those of you that don't know, when the weather's really hot, you're supposed to put more air in your tires, not less. And we're talking just minute changes for racetrack. Like if you have a perfect amount of air you're supposed to put in your tire for the racetrack, if it's an extremely hot day, you should put a little bit more in, not less. And I know it sounds contrary to basic thinking, because when the weather's hot, air expands, so therefore you should probably put less air in your tire. No, it's because the less air you put in your tire, the more your tire heats up. So on a hot day, you don't want your tire running too hot, so you put more air in it to keep it a little bit firmer, to keep it running cooler. Okay, there we go. I just explained the whole thing to you. And the crazy thing is there's a lot of people out there who, like 30 seconds ago, thought it made sense in hot weather to put less air into a tire, and now after me explaining it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you should put more air in. I spent an hour trying to explain it to him, and I couldn't get past his comeback, which was, I'm fast and you're not, so therefore I know everything about tires. And it's like, yeah. So I was like this close today to sending him a message about my Days of Thunder analogy, because it's so appropriate for our relationship. We've had multiple arguments, and like that's just one of them. The other, well, what was the other one? The other one was I'm not going to list them all, you know, because if I list them all, then the person who I'm talking about will know for sure that I'm talking about him, because I've literally had that exact argument over tire pressure with at least 3 people. Because it makes sense to think that in hot weather you put a little bit less air in your tire, because the air is going to be hot and it's going to expand. So if you want to add that perfect 30 psi on a hot day, you'd put a little bit less in, but it's actually wrong. It's actually wrong. And it's really easy to figure this out, because you just need to Google it, and you'll literally have like the world's foremost riding expert saying, yes, on a really hot day you should put a little bit more in your tire, not less. So it's really easy to you know, this isn't like some conspiracy theory where you have you know, both sides of the argument. No, there's just people who haven't researched it and just assume, and there's people who have researched it and know the answer, you know. And I'm the one that has researched it. And that's the thing, I researched it. Like, the amount of reading I've done on motorcycle riding is it's much more than your average rider. Okay, it's probably 10 times more than your average rider. I know lots of people who ride motorcycles and have never read anything. I was one of them, probably for the first, I don't know, for the first few years that I was riding oh, that's not true. I think I was riding motorcycles for about 2 years before I went out and bought books on it, and then read about the science and counter steering and weighting the outside peg and tire, how to adjust your tire pressure for temperature and stuff like that. But I've read, I didn't just read one book on this. I've read multiple. I used to read them cover to cover multiple times. Like you know, Twist of the Wrist 2, I've read the book at least 8 times, at least. And then I go out and buy other ones too, like Advanced Riding Control, and I think it's Advanced Riding something. I got the book at home, and other ones. And I used to buy every motorcycle magazine I could get my hands on, and then I would read those cover to cover. And the interesting thing about that is they'd have these big articles explaining how to like disassemble an engine and do this and this. And I am not mechanically inclined, but I would still read every word of it, because I thought, okay, I'm gonna absorb, even though I know for a fact I couldn't fix anything, I'm gonna absorb some of this knowledge. I'm gonna read this anyways. So, you know, just because you can't do doesn't mean you can't teach. You know, and I'm a teacher by nature. If you've seen my videos, and I was an English teacher for years, and I was a good teacher. More importantly, anybody can teach English, but to teach well is different. And I used to be a good teacher. Yeah, so it's just frustrating that I get these people that are like, yeah, I understand you can go around a racetrack faster than me, but don't argue, you know, like. And I'm betting that these people that are arguing with me about tire pressure and whatnot and other things, there's at least like 3-4 other things I could list right now. I'm betting that they've never read a book. Like, I'm betting they've never read like anything, because they must not have. Because how could they not? You know. Anyways. So yeah, it's just yeah. And if you are somebody who's fast on a motorcycle, please don't use the "I'm faster than you" argument when someone else tries to teach you something, because it really makes you look dumb. Do you have an air conditioner? No, I don't. I live up in the mountains. It's really cool up there. I don't need one.
Okay, well this is my air conditioner that you're trying to fix, and I think I understand it better than you.
Well, I'm the air conditioner repairman. I have a technical degree in air conditioner repair.
Yeah, but do you have an air conditioner?
No, my house doesn't need one. I live up in the mountains.
Okay, well, I use air conditioners every day. Every day my house is very hot and I turn it on and I turn it off, and I know how to use the remote control, and you don't even have an air conditioner and you're trying to tell me what I need to fix my air conditioner.
That's because I have a degree, a technical degree. I went to technical college and I studied electrical engineering, and I studied all the, I don't know. I studied air conditioning repair. I have a degree in it.
Yeah, but I use it more than you.
It's just like same.